just my reaction was just like, okay, how much more does it take before like the government starts to do something? And I just remember being, wow, now all these little first graders died just because we don't have stricter gun control, and I think that's kind of ridiculous.
So my reaction to the Sandy Hook, incredible disbelief that could really happen in our schools, and fear, scary, that it was really scary that, thinking of sending your kids to school and something like that happen in a place where they think that they are going to be safe.
Well, as a parent of the time, I had a kindergarten age student at West G. And it is horrifying to think that someone could do that anywhere.
Well, I was saddened, I was horrified by what happened at Sandy Hook. I'm not sure that we can react to one individual event. I think it's a much deeper societal problem.
The National Rifle Association, 4 million mothers, fathers, sons and daughters, joined the nation in horror, outrage, grief, and earnest prayer for the families of Newtown, Connecticut.
Like everyone else, I thought it was devastating to have that violence occur on a school campus.
That is an experience that no superintendent ever wants to be a part of. So my heart went out to the families, as well as the staff and the superintendent and the community. So I was really devastated about that. Professionally, it really piqued my, my sense of urgency to provide safety in our schools, just to make sure we take precautions to ensure that every student in a school building is safe.
So my reaction to Sandy Hook personally was filled with sadness, shock, and anger. I was saddened by the loss of innocent lives and the loss of innocence, as well as the sadness for all the families involved, including that of the gunman.
I think that no one should have guns in school, even like police officers or security guards.
I don't think anybody should be able to carry a gun in school. I think that it just seems to me like it's sort of like teaching kids giving the wrong message.
I know there's a big push for having teachers armed. I think that is a terrible idea. Because I think that if there are guns in the school, some student is going to get their hands on them somehow, because some teacher is going to forget to lock the door, or the student's going to steal a key or something, and that just makes it more accessible to the students.
When I said we should put armed security in every school, the media called me crazy. But what if, when Adam Lanza started shooting his way into Sandy Hook Elementary School last Friday, he'd been confronted by qualified armed security?
Some said that we should arm our teachers and our principals, and they should have weapons. And I don't like the Wild Wild West society. Trained police officers, yes, but short of a trained police officer, I don't think anyone should have a weapon in the schools.
Well, I think that the only person that should ever have a gun in a school would be a police officer. And the reason for that is because, I'm not an advocate for people walking around with guns. I think it's very dangerous, and I'm not, an advocate for guns in schools. So police officers, because that is a part of their job to carry a gun, they should be the only people in a school building who has one.
I personally don't think the guns should be allowed in schools. I would be concerned about who may use them in the wrong way. I'm fearful that there could be potential accidents, and I also, am fearful that if a person who may become unstable themselves may use it in the wrong way.
To increase safety at schools, I would just probably put more cameras outside, make sure all the doors are locked, and maybe have someone by like the front door at least.
Having plans in place to follow so people aren't, just reacting in panic. And trying to create a climate where students feel that it's safe to come forward with information if something strikes them as unusual or potentially threatening.
I'm just glad I don't have to make those decisions. Can I take the easy way out? Because I'm really not sure. I think it'd be very difficult to decide the best way to approach that. I really do. But I think making sure everybody understands whatever the proper procedure is, regardless of what it is the first step.
Well, I don't think that it can be a blanket regulation. The difficulty is one size does not fit all. So if, and there are schools that have metal detectors. There are schools that have much tighter regulations based on the needs of that society. If I think about in Shaker, I would hate to see that. Should we have our doors locked? Yes, we should. Do we have them locked now? Yes, we do. Right? We used to have completely, you could come in and out of any door at any time. In today's world, that no longer makes sense. Is that upsetting to me that we live in a world that is not the case? Yeah, it is upsetting. So I think it has to be a much more localized approach. I think there can be some general guidelines. What policies would make our citizens safe? In general, there's general regulations, but I think you cannot mandate for every place. I don't think one size fits all.
The fact we can't protect for everything, we can't lock everyone in solitary confinement in effect and make it work completely safe. So I feel we should still have an open campus, but make sure we have the security that we do have in place, where perimeter protection, guys floating around, and checking people coming in the building, and having within reason. My preference is not to create a closed, locked up feeling in our society and let the bad guys or the trouble guys win.
Well, I think that, many things that we have in place are really good, like the lockdown drills. I think it is important for lockdown drills to occur. The purpose of the lockdown drill is for students and staff to know exactly what to do if there's ever an intruder in the school. And I think you can only master that by practicing. So having a lockdown drill, not just once a year like the state mandates, but twice a year, I think the more practice, the better for our students. Is very important. I also think it's important to provide awareness to all of our students in regards to just safety in the building. And then I also think it's important to encourage our parents to talk to their children about safety, not only in school, but also outside of the school, and providing parents with information to share with their children in regards to being safe.
So I think there are a number of ways to increase safety in schools from a psychological point of view. I think that it's important to be involved with the students and to encourage them to basically, if you see something, say something. I think that students may often feel afraid to tell somebody if they see something for fear of other students kind of laughing back at them or feeling like they're a tattletale. But I think that students need to be encouraged to tell somebody, like a parent, like another teacher, or like a teacher or a counselor, if they see a red flag.